Hey guys, welcome back from sunny Torrance, California. Today I have a special extended all-day review of the brand new 2018 Honda CB500X ABS. This is a brand new press bike, fresh out of the crate. Got to scrub in the tires, go through a little bit of a break-in at least, and I'll be doing that on my way out to the canyons. We're going to do a full day's run in all conditions, so I will be able to give you a very complete review of this. We're going to hit high-speed freeways, I'm sure a whole lot of bumper-to-bumper lane splitting, and a whole bunch of fun canyons also. Oh, these brakes are brand new. Still haven't even gotten the pads scrubbed in. Very mushy right out of the crate, just like you did a fresh brake job. That'll firm up very quickly within a few miles though. This is Honda headquarters, by the way, Honda US. They've got their design center, US based. They've got a whole bunch of R&D shops, and of course their main motorcycle operations. We're going to head straight on out here to the 405, hop on 10, zip on over to the coastal highway, and we'll go up Mulholland. The Snake was under construction yesterday, unfortunately. It was down to one lane and there was nobody out on the road. A lot of sand and debris. Hopefully it's cleared up today. That would be nice. But if not, we'll have the roads to ourselves again. Just realized I have to turn left here. So what we have in this bike is a lightweight adventure. This is a 500 class, 470 some cc engine, parallel twin. They didn't give a horsepower spec. It's obviously not going to be all that much, but it's very light, 430 some pounds, fully loaded and fueled. Does have a generous 4.6 gallon fuel tank, and really the only option is ABS or not, and that only brings the price up a few $100. This is a retail of $6,900, which is pretty low for its class. Of course, you can get lots of different options like luggage and top and side cases and all that kind of good stuff, and I'm sure they're going to have all the different protection gadgets as a adventure bike would. We have an adjustable windscreen that I'll be playing with as I get a little more time on it. So I'll run through the basics of it here, although I do want to find a spot to pull over just to take a quick little overview video. That's one thing I am finding very different about the LA area compared to even Tampa, which is very busy and congested. There is freaking people and things everywhere. You can't find a square foot of just space. In Tampa, it's very easy to just find an open parking lot or a little piece of land or something. Nope, there's nothing here, man. I mean, you can go blocks and blocks and blocks. You can go 100 blocks in any direction, and it's just solid. Nothing to just find some open space. So I'm just going to pull in some corner store parking lot or something here real quick. But anyway, the bike itself, very thin feeling, very comfortable. The frame feels tiny. My legs are almost straight out front. They fall into these nice scallop pockets in the side here. Not really even into the tank. The tank itself is up high and forward. So I'm just in these plastic panels here behind. Plenty of room in the seat. It's a long travel, very soft and squishy suspension. The preload, unfortunately, looks like it takes some tools and disassembly. So it is wherever it is, probably set in the middle of its range. Rider sag does feel a little low just getting on it. Clutch engagement is very light. Starts off pretty close to the bar, very easy to control. So for those that saw my video on, or videos, don't know if I'm going to do multiple yet, on the Goldwing extended review, you saw I had, dude, come on. Drivers really do suck out here, let me tell you what. I mean, they're worse in Miami, but they're at least predictable. They just do whatever the hell they want out here. Anyway, you saw that I had a camera case with my normal trip shooting equipment, and you might be wondering where it is, because there's no case or anything, no luggage, no real storage on this guy. I've got it on my shoulder strap, and that works really well for anything with a rear seat because it's just sitting there on my rear seat. There we go. Brakes are already firming up, so that's good. Only took, like I said, a couple miles. Oh, let the fun begin. Actually, the freeways during non-rush hour here are nothing special. Way better than parts of Tampa. Miles better than Orlando pretty much any time during the day. Better than Miami. But yeah, during rush hour itself here, if you're from my area, it's like the worst parts of I-4 and 19 combined times 10 as far as the volume. It really is insane. Super green. Okay, that's me and her. So I'm not revving out. Obviously, it's a brand new engine. I'm going to kind of take the Riot up there as its break-in period. I'm going to try to vary the RPMs as much as I can here, just using gear position and overall speed. There we go, 405. We're going to Santa Monica. You are not turning right. So here at what I consider city speeds, 40, 45 miles an hour, and these roads are not perfect condition by any stretch of the imagination. It's soaking up the bumps very nicely, but there is quite a bit of bounce. It's kind of throwing me around. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. Okay, and I'm going to take this to I-10, and we might be doing some lane splitting after all. Wow. Late morning and it's already like this. Bar position is very good, actually pretty similar to the Goldwing, except the bars aren't quite swept back as much. They're a little more comfortable for me. I had a problem in my forearms after almost 7 hours on the road on the Goldwing, and it's just because the position didn't really agree with me. Oh, forgot they have the HOV lanes. Yeah, going over there. That's the easy place to split down that yellow. Surprisingly pretty good wind protection off this little screen. However, it is very noisy. I hope it's coming through okay in the camera. I'm not going to talk much during this because it does require a lot of concentration, and I'm a newbie. Wow, these mirrors seem wide. I know it's just an illusion, but when you're not used to lane splitting, every freaking car mirror looks really narrow. I could definitely see modding your bike to be as narrow as possible if you do this a lot. I really don't like the feeling of riding on this paint either. It is a little wobbly. Unfortunately, this exhaust is very quiet. Doesn't give people any warning that you're here. I can hear that guy that was ahead of me and they were moving away from him. Big difference between riding this and the Goldwing. I really think people thought I was a cop yesterday because it was like splitting the sea. I'm not kidding. They just hurled themselves left and right as I was coming through on that Goldwing. I had a black helmet and the bike was white, so maybe I looked like a motor officer. I don't know. But they're not quite doing it right now. So up in top gear here at 50, has a very nice amount of torque. For a small class engine, it doesn't really perform like it. Pulls very nicely. However they tuned it, the torque is in the right place. Damn, man, stay in your lane. I'm not looking down to figure out what RPM I'm at right now. Feels pretty low. It's got a little bit of a good thump when you roll on it a little bit here. I'm really missing seeing my GPS. There's a lot of information that is visual only. The audio prompts are basic at best, but I like to see exactly how far till my next turn. And you can't just ask it. No, dude, I'm not going by. It's all you. You're the expert, not me. Mirrors are about average. They're nice and clear. They're not shaking, but I do see a lot of my arm in them. They are on the narrow side, which I'm not complaining about right now, let me tell you what. But for just normal street use, I would like them to be a little wider for more of a picture. Seating position is very comfortable. It's on the tall side, The whole bike is on the tall side. I'm 6'2" with a 32-inch inseam, 250 pounds. Man, if I could, I would adjust that screen up because it is quite noisy to me. I'm sure it's coming through on the camera too. This is actually a really good braking for the engine because I'm varying the RPMs a lot, not getting on it, varying speed, really going between 0 and 20% throttle. See, I like this. You almost get your own little lane. You've got double yellow stripes with a good foot between them. Plenty of room. You stay anywhere on these yellows, pretty much guaranteed a nice wide space. Almost a full car lane in between.